The UK government is proposing a plan to restrict social media access for children under the age of 16. This is part of a new consultation on online safety to protect young people from addictive online habits. British Prime Minister Kier Starmer says the legislation needs to move quickly.
Now, we've already announced that we're going to do a consultation on banning social media for under 16s. And that will start very soon. But I'm really clear the status quo, things as they are now, is not good enough. We also need to do with AI bots. This is something relatively new. And we saw with Grok. Did you see the thing with Grok just the other week? An AI bot that allowed you to instruct it to undress people. And it did. It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And we went into battle on that because I thought this is not good enough. We went into battle. We made the necessary steps, we threatened action, and we won that battle in relation to Grok, but we've got to do it with all AI bots.
The British Prime Minister there. Well, opponents of the British government's plan argue better regulation of tech companies is the answer. Charlie Angela has been meeting young people to see how technology is already affecting them.
On a weekday evening in Forest Row, it's pool on one side, TikTok on the other. As the UK government discusses a ban on social media for children under 16, these students are already calculating how long they scroll, how it makes them feel, and whether they could live without it.
I downloaded an app which showed me if you spend 7 hours a day on your phone across your life, if you're spending that much time on it, it adds up to 31 years. So that's when I realised I had to delete TikTok and Instagram.
Even with the cricket videos, I'm still getting addicted to something that I could just be going out and doing. It just goes to show that it's not unrealistic, but it's something that I shouldn't be watching if I can just go out and do it.
Research shows 95% of the UK's 13 to 15-year-olds use social media regularly. In the UK, parents are concerned, and the government is listening, launching a 3-month consultation on how to improve their relationships with social media. Protecting children from seeing harmful content is the main aim. Too late for some, though.
There's a lot of people under 13 who's obviously seen a lot of people die on the internet, or obviously a lot of drugs on there. And obviously that's not good for anyone under 18, but they don't really care about it.
Some leading children's organisations are arguing against a ban. Instead, they're asking the government to take a more active role.
Apply the powers you already have. Make sure the regulator does that strictly and strongly. Work with these social media platforms to change the way in which they respond to society. And if you have to, in the end, threaten to ban it.
Trust me, you wouldn't.
They're also concerned for young people for whom social media is a lifeline.
Because I don't go to school, I spend a lot of time on it, and if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be socialising in some sense. And I'd just be sat there doing nothing.
Whether a full ban, tighter age checks or tougher rules for tech firms, the government says it wants to protect children online. And what it decides next could define childhood in the digital age. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera, East Sussex.
OK, let's look at this in more detail with Hannah Swirsky, who's the head of policy at the Internet Watch Foundation, which is a non-profit organisation working to stop child sexual abuse online. She joins us live from London. A very warm welcome to you, Hannah. So firstly, why is intervention at this high level, at this government level needed? How dire is the problem of addiction and abuse online?
Hi there, thanks for having me. So we really welcome action by the government to keep children safe online, particularly amid rapid technological changes. And really there are quite a few loopholes in the Online Safety Act which need to be addressed. I'd say particularly when it comes to the current context and what we're seeing, at the Internet Watch Foundation, we work to prevent the spread of child sexual abuse material online. And sadly, every year we're seeing an increase in the amount of this material that our analysts are finding. One of the particularly concerning areas is around AI-generated material. So we are really seeing a development in the ease and speed with which people online can generate sexualized and nude images of children, including children creating this material themselves.
So you've explained the need for this kind of legislation, but is a ban for under-16s actually enforceable, or will it just lead to a massive surge in children using VPNs to hide their age, as was seen in Australia recently, where a similar law was introduced?
Yeah, so I would say that a ban on social media is quite a blunt safeguarding tool. And actually, the decision on whether to do that or not in the UK really needs to be based on the evidence. At the Internet Watch Foundation, we are very clear that there are steps that companies can and should be taking right now to make their platforms safer, both for children, but for adults as well. And actually, there needs to be focus on that first of all before looking at a ban, because that is not going to address all of the issues that we've heard about.
And there are complications, of course, as to how this might be implemented. I mean, to verify that a child, for instance, is under 16, platforms have to essentially verify the age of absolutely everybody. Are we sacrificing the digital privacy potentially of every adult in the UK for this one policy?
So we have seen a development in methods of age assurance and age estimation, and it's important that those are privacy preserving, as you say. When it comes to preventing children from seeing harmful material, we've seen how that is working in place. When it comes to pornography, for example, we believe that it is right that there should be age assurance to prevent children from accessing pornography. We've really seen the harmful effects of seeing, violent and misogynistic pornography online, and children seeing that at a young age. So it can be done in a privacy-preserving way. That is very important. I think the question really is that going to address all of the issues that we're aware of and that we're seeing, and actually just stopping children from accessing platforms is not the way to do it.
OK, understood. Hannah Swirsky of the Internet Watch Foundation, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't miss out on the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.